Hey, Johnnie Roberts, welcome back to your podcast, buddy. Good to be here with you.
Thanks, man. Welcome here too.
Yeah,
Retire
it's
New
gonna
Heights, right?
retire at new heights. That's what we're talking about today. And one of the aspects of retiring period, working or retiring, doesn't matter, is having income. That's the one thing that we need in retirement is income for life. And we want to talk a little bit about that. And on the last episode, it was funny. The analogy came to my mind. We were talking about annuities, and you talked about the three different types of annuities, and how old school annuities may not be as good anymore. And you made a reference of like old cars, a 30, 40-year-old car with crank windows and things. And I was thinking
Yep.
about recently I rented a big moving truck. Everybody knows the name of this company, and I drove it from Minnesota down to Kentucky to move some furniture from my mother-in-law's house. And Johnny, it was a relatively new truck, had like 15,000 miles on it. And do you care to guess what it didn't have that I wish it would have had? Cruise control.
Cruise control. Yep, absolutely.
Dude, I got in there and I went, "Where's the cruise button?" and realized, oh no. And I think sometimes that's what people do in retirement is they start moving towards retirement and they go, "Oh no. How much
Absolutely.
income am I going to have every year? I don't know." And it causes stress and anxiety. And what we're going to talk about today is how can you, in a sense, put a cruise control on your retirement? It's not the only thing I needed in that truck, but it sure would have been nice, right? So let's talk about the cruise control aspect of retirement and how annuities might be able to fit that.
Yeah. Before we get into that, I just want to let everyone know too, is all these podcasts, of course, Spotify and all the different things, but we did put them up on YouTube now. So if you want
Good.
to see us and see how beautiful Mike is and all that type of thing, you can go to it's Retire New Heights at the New Heights financial page. So if you even type in Retire New Heights, there's a few things, but you should see us on there. So we of course are releasing these at the same time. So not only on
Excellent.
the podcast, but also on the YouTube part. But yeah, cruise control. Um,
Yeah.
Making sure that we can wake up January 1st every year and know at least what we are going to make an income that year for sure.
Yeah.
Having retirement on cruise control, you know. And it's funny talking about annuities is that I've actually had some clients and people I met with earlier that have had such a negative viewpoint on them. We'll put together a plan. Don't even talk about a product. We just put together a plan that does everything they want it to do. I mean, it is, man, that burger looks delicious, man. It's
Yeah.
got everything they want, homemade for them, exactly how they want it, and it gets the income and all these type of things. But if you say, okay, it's an annuity with this, oh, I don't want annuities. And it's
Yeah.
like if it was me and Mike, you came to me and said, Johnny, I can solve
Yeah.
all your problems. And you called it and said, the name of this thing, Johnny, is called a taco. I
Right.
wouldn't care what it's called, right? Because it solved all my problems.
That's
So
right.
people need to get out of a mentality of stereotyping certain things and products and all this kind of stuff. Because what we're looking for is problem solving.
Yeah.
But once again, a tool could be an annuity to solve your problem.
Yeah.
And if it solves your problem with some of the stuff we're going to talk about real quick in the next few minutes, doesn't matter what we call it.
That's right.
Absolutely not. And
That's
so
right.
think about that with your retirement. We're problem solvers. We're not product pushers. We want to solve problems, find the tools that will help you solve those problems. So, and put you on cruise control
Yeah.
for
That,
retirement, you know, money with a purpose, like we talked about.
well,
So,
and I love that. We're going to do an episode in a few weeks on we're talking about money with a purpose because I love that phrase. But some of your money in retirement needs to be designated, have the purpose of income because that's a big deal in retirement is income every year, knowing that when, as you say, when I wake up on January 1st, I know what my income's going to be every month for the rest of the year. Now, I may have a lot more money coming in doing other things, vacations, grandkids, investments, whatever. But the income portion is taken care of because I've structured my retirement properly using your retirement blueprint and toolkit that you have, right?
absolutely. So once again, we're having this particular amount of money is going to provide for my bills, my basic income, whatever it may be. I can even set aside some of this money to make sure I've got an extra $15,000 a year to cover vacations that I want to do. So this money over here can be that income provider for you. Then you have this money over here that could be for and the emergencies, or I want to leave it to the kids or whatever it may be, but annuities can be used that way. So they have things on some of these. We talked about fixed indexed annuities, which is the middle one of, you got the risky, you got very, just is what it is. They give you like a longer term CD almost concept. And then the middle one, that fixed index annuity, you got the guarantees you'll never lose, but the potential for more upside gain. And with those, because companies wanted to start putting cruise control and different features
Yeah.
on their products, now we can have things that are like income riders or guaranteed income features. So I have this annuity for a few years, and I can turn on what's called an income stream out of this annuity that now is going to pay me X amount of dollars rest of my life. And some of these companies can set it up to where if you die, your spouse still gets that money rest of their life, just
Hmm.
like a pension. So you've taken a portion of your retirement and you've created a self-funded pension. So you have your first annuity, which is Social Security, because that's what it basically is. And then you can create with your retirement money that you saved and worked hard for. I can use that to guarantee that I will never run out of money,
Right.
because I'm going to get this income stream forever. So here's a good example. I had a gentleman, actually a client that, she was a lady. She was retiring and she had a pension option with her work. Or some of you folks might have this, what's called a cash payout. So I can either take this pension or I can take this cash and just get it.
Hmm.
What this annuity did for her was she wanted the income. So she was going to pick the pension. And this annuity, the pension was going to be, we'll say $1,500 a month, starting
Sure.
next year. What the annuity was able to do for her was, instead of her getting 1,500, now it's going to pay her 1,800.
Hmm.
If she dies, her husband will still get that. If they both die and there's still money in the account, the kids will get that, or whoever the beneficiaries are. Whereas
Hmm.
with the regular pension, what happens? If your dad, spouse dies, it's over,
Yeah.
right? So the annuities provide that benefit. Also, we've talked about long-term care.
Hmm.
If something happens where she needs assisted living, instead of her getting 1,800, it's going to pay her $3,600 a month,
Wow.
right?
That's
For a
that's
specified
great.
amount of years. And if she's gone and the same thing happens to her husband, it's also going to do the same thing for him. So that particular product, the solution was an annuity,
Right.
but fit her needs. She got a raise from what she was going to get. She
Yeah.
got some protection to help with assisted living in case it does happen. If it doesn't happen, no harm, no foul. And she also can still leave a legacy if her and her husband pass away and the account value is still there,
Yeah.
that now can go to kids or grandkids or whatever.
Yeah.
So that particular tool fulfilled every need she had. And she was going to wake up January 1st every year. This is my social. This is my income, guaranteed rest of my life.
Yeah. And there, that right there is peace of mind. And I think that's what
Absolutely.
really what people in retirement, they want peace of mind to know that I don't have to worry about living expenses or anything. Everything's covered, and I may have a lot more to do, and I may have other buckets of money and other with other purposes. That's good. And it's funny on that situation, Johnny. She was going to choose between an annuity or an annuity at one day, the annuity through her company or an annuity through you, and yours just happened to be a better annuity because you don't have just one or two annuities. You have you have access through your retirement toolbox and the people that you work with. You have access to hundreds of different types of annuities so that you can custom fit the right annuity to the right situation. And I think that's so different than what people think of annuities. These are products out there that insurance companies have, and they're changing them all the time. They're making them better. They're putting all these riders on it, and the consumer is just I'm pretty clueless. I get it at one level, but there are so many options, and that's why it's important for somebody to sit down with you, walk through the retirement blueprint, see what you have, and then you can bring people to the table, Johnny, and say, okay, here's the we think an annuity might work for you. Here's the solution. Here's what it's going to solve. Let's talk about that. And it's
Yeah, absolutely.
kind of
And
how it works, right?
that example is just one, an annuity that fulfilled her purpose. Other people are saying, I got this money. I don't want to lose it. I don't need to touch it right now. but I just
Yeah.
want to make sure that it can grow safely. I've still
Right.
got to have some money that could be a little more volatile, but this amount of money I'm going to need. I know that, and I want to make sure that it can grow safely, get a fair rate of return, protection from downturn markets in case something like that happens. And so you have those type of things. I want one that's specifically for if I need assisted living, specifically will do this for me.
Hmm.
So we also can take a lot of these companies now allow you to take tax deferred or taxable
Hmm.
money,
Hmm.
and it can become a Roth IRA.
Right.
So you can do all these things with these products now, which can benefit you in taxes, long-term care, leaving a legacy, guaranteed income, a lot of those protection from market loss. And once again, don't think about the word annuity. Think about
Right.
solving my problem. Because we literally
Right.
have had people that say, sorry, Johnny, we're not going to do it. It's an annuity.
Yeah.
Okay. That's, this fit your appetite, but you're thinking too much on the word of what it is. Think
Right.
about solving your problem and the
That's kind of
solution.
like going into a heart surgeon and saying, "Hey, sir, I'm not going to do any anesthesia. I'm totally against anesthesia. I'd like to have the heart surgery, but I don't want any anesthesia." You're kind of putting him in handcuffs right now, right? He's not going to operate on you without anesthesia. And so it's opening your mind to here's my situation, here's the problem I'm facing, here's the solution, and it's a portion. I think that's the one thing I want to keep coming back to, John. This is an annuity is a great fit for many, many people in retirement, but it's simply a portion of this whole retirement blueprint that you help them create. And then you've got lots of tools that can come to play as you help them create this retirement blueprint. It's individualized. It has the right structure, the right features to help you put purpose behind all of your money to achieve what you're wanting to in retirement. And
Absolutely, because in our toolbox, like I talk about in my book, is in that toolbox should be safe, protected money. Maybe a
mhm,
fixed index annuity helps you with that. Income streams, long-term care, Social Security wisdom, investment wisdom, all those type of things, Medicare wisdom, right? Tax
mhm,
wisdom. All those things need to be part of your retirement planning. And we do help with all those. We had Heather on a few weeks ago. What
yep,
an asset to help us with tax planning and Roth thoughts and all that type of thing, Social Security planning. And we have someone that specializes in Medicare. We have someone that helps if you want to stay in the investments and markets and all that kind of thing. And also we've got these tools over here that, man, I want to keep my money safe. I want to make sure I got guaranteed income. I want it to grow with a fair rate of return still, those type of things. So get off the mindset of what things are called,
yeah,
because the only reason you have that mindset is either someone told you they're bad, some company told you they're bad, or former financial planner told you they're bad because they don't make as much money on them. And just being
mhm,
honest, or you've had a bad experience with one. Someone put you in the wrong type for your situation.
yeah,
So,
absolutely,
that's what we see here. If everybody loves pizza, right? If you had a bad pizza from a restaurant, are you not going to eat pizza anymore? No, you're just
right,
going to find a different pizza place. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I
I've had
love it,
bad pizza and I've been like, oh, that was horrible pizza. But guess what? Next week I order pizza from another place.
yeah.
I'm still gonna get pizza, right?
Absolutely. Well, and it's funny going back to asking the right questions. Next time I rent a rental truck, guess what? One of the questions I'm going to ask is, do you have cruise control, right? And
Hmm.
as you think about your retirement, you need to ask some questions. And one of the questions you should ask is, can you help me put a cruise control on my retirement plan? Can you help me figure out how to set up my retirement properly? Do you have a retirement blueprint that we could work on for me? And I know, Johnny, you do. I want people to reach out to you. The easiest way probably is just go to retireatnewheights.com. It's your website. They can learn a lot of information just from the website. They can find a time to schedule a call with you. They can see when you're doing another workshop seminar. They can just engage with you, listen to more podcasts, but sit down with Johnny and talk with him about the retirement blueprint, the toolbox he has, and how he can help you retire at new heights and put a portion of your retirement savings on cruise control. Johnny, man, thanks
Absolutely.
for another fun, exciting, story filled podcast. I love it because those stories just sit with me and they make me think and wonder. I need to sit down with Johnny. So thanks for being here,
Thanks,
brother.
Mike.